I think we're going.
Are we?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
You got yourself a sprint car there.
Yep, I'm working on my sprint car.
So now you're a sprint car guy. Are you going to do Chili Bowl next year?
Planning on it. That's the plan.
Dude, I got to say, I watched heats and mains at that race.
Yeah.
My temper wouldn't last. I would have had, I mean, oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
Some of the racing was bad. Just straight bad.
Really?
Lead cars getting taken out by lap cars pretty consistently.
Yeah, they didn't really call traffic a whole
I
lot.
just I couldn't do it. My stuff would be thrown, broken. I just don't think I could. I don't think I could do it.
Yeah.
But whatever. It's a huge race.
Right.
The open sprint was won on J Concept tires.
Yeah, you have to run those tires.
Oh, they were. I didn't.
It was control tire.
I wasn't sure if it was like ours, where open sprint you can do whatever you want.
No, every class there has a control tire.
Oh.
No, the tread is only controlled. The compound isn't.
Oh.
So you could run like blue or green compound sprinters.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think I could. I don't think I can handle it.
Yeah.
I was watching. I think it was SC Modified where Zach Rose just got creamed while he was leading and ended up not winning that one.
Wonder what he said or anything. Because I mean, Zach.
Yeah, I watched his. I read his report. It was pretty funny.
What did he say?
Well, he said SC Mod is a blank show. It was one of the taglines there.
Yeah, because he had that from TQ or started on TQ, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. But even a couple of the other ones, man, I just I don't know.
We're gonna find out, buddy.
Find out.
So I hear that oh, you better watch out for the lappers. Last Sunday when I raced, or 2 Sundays ago when I raced, I didn't have any. I don't think I touched a car in that whole main, and I was passing cars every corner.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I know. I'm just saying there's a different track though. I think it was a looser surface. I think the line was very narrow. It looked like if you drifted high at all, you got into the fluffy stuff on the cushion.
It looked pretty follow the leader.
So I just I don't know.
It was like the regular Chili Bowl.
Yeah. Or just in outdoor dirt all those that way.
Yeah.
We're pretty lucky that our track for the most part stays, at least lately, doesn't get too dusty. Although, man, you should have seen the Techno series after the mains. The track held together really well, but it was way dustier than what it had been all season. I think it was tire dust too.
Really?
Because when I went out there to water after Sunday morning.
Yeah.
It was black. It was black dust.
Nice.
So I'm pretty sure it was tire dust.
The track was probably awesome because wasn't it 40 degrees or 50 degrees on Saturday?
Yes, but it didn't feel like it.
Oh.
It still felt cold. It was cold. Friday was cold. So our heater got fixed Friday.
Yeah.
Right in the nick of time. And then, so it got a chance to warm up a little bit overnight, but man, as soon as you open those doors, and the wind was blowing pretty hard from the south, so it was still pretty nippy in there.
Yeah.
But the track held together amazing again. That first round, this time around, where it got completely chunked out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know what happened other than the wind coming from the west.
Yeah.
But this time it was dialed, dude. Track was awesome. New layout was fun. It's a little tighter than what we've had, just for 8-skill racing the last couple of years period. Yeah, I kind of looked at old layouts and was trying to do something different. I wanted to move the triple so that people had less chances of getting hit in the face with a car, and it worked. I think the track was fun, but it was definitely tight. Like, you definitely had to watch the inside middle section. The live stream worked for the most part. Like to talk about that, how we got that set up, and I don't know. Lot going on this weekend.
Yeah. What was better about the live stream?
Well, here, first things first. Hey.
Oh yeah, we have to start the show.
Yeah, we have to start the show. Hey, this is Alex Sturgeon with the Hobbytown Hobbyplex, and with me as always,
Will Brinton.
And this is the Hobbyplex Show podcast, where we're going to discuss the Techno series. We might talk about we'll talk about the Southern Indoor Championships a little bit. See how Mason and Jared and Chris Morant and a couple of the other guys, Jackson Anderson, Steve Wall went down there. I'd like to see how they did. And then just I don't know, what else is there to talk about?
Oh, probably stuff. Yeah.
Did you just fart?
No, my phone vibrated.
Oh, okay.
It was like, hey, you have a notification. Like, sometimes I'll get like the guy on Facebook that goes through and like likes every single one of my photos, or on Instagram or something.
Oh, like a stalker.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And then like my phone, like during the podcast, like bing, 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 bing.
Yeah.
Like the people that like text me and think I can read what they text me.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that brings us to, by the way, this show brought to you by Pivot Lending Group. You can find it at pivotlending.com. Mention our show to Aiden Olson's dad and get yourself $500 lender credit or 0.125 off your interest rate if you go through a home loan or refinance. We actually named part of the track Pivot Point this weekend too.
Oh,
I did. It was the new section, the section that I was just talking about, where it's a little tighter. We built this. There was just enough room to do it too. I wasn't sure if we were gonna have enough room or not. I was gonna get really ambitious and do like a lot more of the track. So I was gonna do basically I did the west side of the track from the middle to the west, but I was actually gonna do originally the whole thing. But then I would have been stressing out, and it would have I would have needed Wednesday to work on it.
Yeah.
And Tim gave me Wednesday off because I think he anticipated me needing another day, but I didn't want to do it. So I have it set up for next time. So the next track change that I make will probably be in March for the finals. I have it set up for that. So I'm pretty happy about that. But anyways, this center section, you use the same jump, and it kind of diagonaled back to the right. No, I'm sorry, to the left. And then you did a 180 on this really tight double off, which was the old middle section of the triple. Mm-hmm. And I used the same landing for the triple. And Wednesday, I went out there and drove Logan's car, like Logan's mini truggy, over it, and it really didn't work very good. It didn't have enough oomph to clear it. And I really thought, well, the nitro cars are really gonna struggle because you got to get that clutch to rip up, And so I had to add a little lip Thursday night, and then it worked fine. It was actually really fun. But then the car started digging into it a little bit, the noses of the 8 scales, and it started making another lip that would kick them from the rear end up. So they had to go out there and whack that with the whacker. But once I did that, then it was fine. But we named it we named it Pivot Point. Pivot Point.
Yeah.
So it was good. It was really good.
I think one of the dogs might have gone to the bathroom on the floor.
Oh well.
So, well, Erin's here now because she went to Colorado this last weekend, and I just took the dogs out at 5, but they must have got like excited to see her. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. I was down here.
When you have dogs, that happens though.
Yeah,
it's not supposed to, but it will. Yeah. I had dogs when I was a kid. I'm not allowed to have dogs anymore because Gretchen and all. But my dogs pooped all over the place when I was a kid.
Yeah,
maybe that's why I have a thing about poop now.
Yeah.
I don't like poop.
No, I don't know a lot of people that do.
That's true.
Yeah. Boy, I can't wait to clean up some poop.
Dude, speaking of poop. So I brought my lizard out. I like to get Hydra. I like to get her out of the cage. I feel bad for her sometimes because we're always at work, and she's such a chill lizard. She'll sit on me. She fell asleep on me the other night. I wrapped her up in my hoodie and she fell asleep. But what I like to do is, like, when I'm getting ready for work in the morning, I'll go get her and I'll put her on the floor of the bathroom and just let her wander around a little bit while I'm taking a shower and getting ready for work because I just want her to get out and get some exercise and stuff. Mm-hmm. And she dropped a massive lizard deuce on the floor. And it's the first time she's done this in a super long time. But, dude, I kid you not, that thing was almost as long as she was.
Nice.
How does that happen? How can a lizard do that?
I don't know. Talent.
It was huge. So I had to clean that up before Gretchen found out. And but I almost
Good thing our wives don't watch the show.
Yeah, I know. I almost threw up like a couple times. Like I was like, it was bad. Not my favorite thing in the whole wide world.
Right.
So it's worse than dog poo. Let's put it that way.
Is it really?
Yeah. It's a lot worse than dog poo. Because dog poo is just a regular dog poo. Although I will say when Andy's dog went to the bathroom upstairs on the sales floor the last time, it was like wet. That was no fun either. That was really bad.
It was bad.
Yeah. But this lizard poo is not very good. Lizard poo sucks.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Was there like a lot of it?
Yeah, there was tons of it. And I'll just describe it for you real quick, and then we're going to move on from poo for a RC car show. Okay. Lizards, when they poo, they also pee at the same time.
Oh, kind of like...
So it's poo and pee together. Like, it's just terrible.
Together at last.
Oh, it's so bad. Ugh. So... Anyways, okay, on a live stream real fast. So, okay, so here's the deal with the live stream. So we're going to live stream pretty much all of our main events from this point forward, except for the carpet races. I don't have a separate computer for carpet yet. So I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do that or not, but anyways, okay. So I have a separate computer simply for live streaming, thanks to Ben Dinger. He brought me another computer. It's all set up. Everything worked. But I think our internet, so it's wireless. So I think that's part of the problem. I'm going to have to connect it by landline, by Ethernet. Mm-hmm. But Friday night, when I turned down the frame rate, it worked great. The last test I did, it was fantastic. Main day comes along. I click stream and it's just super choppy. And so what I ended up doing was I turned on my hotspot on my phone and I hooked up, wireless to my phone. And then it was awesome the rest of the time, except that when the A-mains come around, I use my phone to take pictures of the podium so I can get them posted on the Techno Series page. Well, I put my phone in my pocket and I went to go announce the next race. And of course it was pro, Yeah. So then it missed like the first maybe 2 minutes because I got a couple texts and I'm like, oh crap, I'm holding my phone. So I had to take my phone back inside, put it next to the computer so it could link up again. I hit play and then it was fine after that. I just have to remember not to take my phone with me. I can take pictures. I just can't take my phone with me.
Yeah.
So there you go. I don't think our internet's very fast either. I think that's also part of the problem.
Mine's definitely not.
Well, yeah, but I just remember like when Live RC comes to do races and they're like, boy, your internet speeds are really low. Although Matt Olson's stream seemed to work good when he was here.
Yeah.
So, and but see, he locked into my Ethernet splitter. So that's what I think I'm going to do Friday. I'm going to use my Ethernet splitter. I'm going to run a cable and do that. So it should be pretty good. So I'm getting it figured out slowly but surely. I was just happy I got video and audio. I don't really like the placement of the camera. I'm going to try to lower it a little bit. But the camera was clear, so that was good. So I don't know. And then I'm going to try to get them the streams split so it can do live RC, Hobbyplex show, and Facebook.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Because that's what Fastlane's doing right now. They're streaming their stuff onto Facebook and live RC.
Huh.
So that'll be my next project. And then I'm also going to work on our sound again. I'm going to try to move around some speakers inside, see if I can get those to work better. And then, I forgot to talk about this. So I don't know what's going to happen. We're supposed to get a big snowstorm on Wednesday, and we were planning on having the pit lane out of there on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So Kerry was going to come, bring his trailer, and he was going to take the old pit lane away. And the mountain bike crew here in Omaha, they were going to use the wood.
Ooh.
So they're going to use a bunch of our pit lanes for different projects around the city for all of our mountain bike trails. So I'll probably be riding over our old pit lane at a couple places.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, it will be cool. But I don't know. There's a big snowstorm planned on Wednesday. So now I'm thinking it might get delayed again, which isn't that big of a deal. I want to get it done by the next Techno Series race. But the new pit lane is pretty much ready to go. The powder coated metal sheets that we have are here and inside and ready to go. So I'm optimistic that we might get all that in place by next week. And that'll be huge. That'll be a big game changer for us, I think. Because it's 12 feet longer too. It'll be 40 feet altogether.
Yeah.
And it's a little lower and it's way wider. So pitting in and out is going to be a lot easier. And then I also remember how I think was it Leisure Hours that had like a line painted, so that when you came in, you stayed on that side and.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I think I want to try to do the same thing.
Leisure Hours.
Yeah, I'm going to try to do the same thing. And then I was thinking I'd like to have like a staging area. I'd like to build some sort of staging area for the Nitro guys, like where the bleachers are right now.
Mm-hmm.
It'd almost be better to have like a staging area there where they could fire up and wait, and then let the cars go from that side instead of pit lane.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But then what do you do with the bleachers? So
you should do it like on that. Like where they could come in that door on the far side where that tractor and all that, like that pit of misery. Like you should do it over there.
Down the.
Like over like on turn 4 or turn 1 of the oval. Like here clear in that corner.
Oh.
There would be room for a shit ton of people over there, but.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Well, we're going to get rid of those 2 tractors, too, so we'll have some room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe.
That would be a good use of space.
Yeah, it would. That's true. Interesting. So anyways, new pit lane is coming, for sure. It's we already got the bill for most of it. So it's ready to go. Oh, man. So, yeah. So what did you do this weekend? Did you just chill out? Yeah, nothing?
Yep, I did nothing.
What was that like? That would have been nice.
It was pretty cool. Highly recommend.
I feel like I'm still recovering from this weekend, although I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
We actually got through racing really quickly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's nice.
We were done racing like 12:10, 12:12, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was pretty awesome. And a bigger turn. Well, second biggest turnout of the year. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But
okay.
I don't know. Yesterday's kind of a blur. Like I so I got home, and then for some reason I turned on the Godfather movie because I've never actually seen that movie straight through.
Yeah.
My dad loved that movie, loves the Godfather, everything, the books, the movies, everything. And I remember when I was a kid, I was like, the Godfather, I don't want to watch that, blah, 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 blah. And there's that show on Paramount, The Offer. So when I got COVID over Christmas and I was locked in the basement and I couldn't do anything, I just binged a whole bunch of shows and I watched that one. And it's really, really good. And then I'm like, man, now I want to go watch The Godfather. So I finally found it on Paramount. Not Paramount. It's actually on Peacock. We have that too.
Yeah.
I have Peacock so I could watch Supercross. There was no Supercross this weekend because of rain. But so I ended up watching that at like 2:30, and it's a 3-hour movie. So it ended up I didn't go to bed till like 5 something.
Yeah.
And so then I slept all day Sunday.
Dude, I slept until like, I don't know, 10:30 on Sunday. It was great.
Yeah, I slept until like 11 something, and then I walked outside, or not walked out. I walked outside the bedroom, and Gretchen was asleep on the couch, and I'm like, and with all the cats and everything, it was like this just big cuddle fest, and so I went and joined in on the cuddle fest, and the next thing I know, it was 3:00, and then we had our annual holiday dinner that night at 6. So
yeah.
All we did there we just kind of got ready for that, and I ate this amazing steak and food and stuff, and just was so stuffed, and it put me into food coma.
Mm-hmm.
And so then when I got home, I fell asleep again, and I woke up today at like 11, and I'm still tired. I don't get it. How can I still be tired?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel tired. I'm like slurring my speech. I'm so tired. It's terrible.
I have days like that. They're usually on Sundays for some reason.
Yeah. I feel bad. Like, I haven't got anything done at all these last 2 days. Just wasted 2 days of my life. So I do feel kind of dumb. Trying to find out where Jackson Anderson's at. There he is. Jackson Anderson went to the Southern Indoor Championships, and he finished 6th in the B main.
Yeah, I don't even know when he started, because I watched his race. I went to go watch his race, and then his receiver wasn't bound to his radio.
Oh God,
something weird.
Dude, that happened to me at the Nitro Challenge.
Did it really?
When I qualified 7th in Pro A main remember when I went in 2011?
Yeah.
Qualified 7th in Pro A main e-buggy. And I went to go take my practice lap, and I had nothing on my controller, and my stuff had basically not bound.
Mm-hmm.
And they started the race without me. And I went to I took my car off to the side, turned everything on, and everything worked.
Yeah.
I was so devastated.
Yeah, he was like tried it I think he tried it, or he just unplugged everything and plugged it back in, and it started working.
Mm-hmm. 14th in the B main of intermediate nitro. That must have been the race where he had issues at.
Yeah. He had the fastest car in that main. He would have bumped no
again.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was one where he bumped from the previous main, from the C main.
Yeah.
I'm looking to see where Steve Wall was at. I know Steve Wall went. I did get to watch the electric A main number 1, the intermediate portions of the intermediate A main, and then I did watch a little bit of the pro buggy A main. To be honest with you, the pro buggy A main was kind of boring because
I didn't even watch it.
Dakota just drove away from everybody. It wasn't really that exciting. Everybody was stretched out pretty good, and that was that. It was like just, nope, yep, the race is over. There you go. Sportsman Nitro. Looking at these here. I don't know. Oh, there he is. So Steve Wall, Sportsman Nitro Truggy B main finished 8th, qualified 8th, finished 8th. Let's see, Sportsman Electric. No. Let's see. I don't want to take too much time here, but anyways, let's see. Intermediate Nitro Buggy. Where's that one at? Because I know that Chris Morant was in there. Is that right there? Yeah. Let's see. Graham Hill finished 6th. That's one of our guys. He's from Colorado, but he comes to the Techno Series.
Yeah.
He's also Jared's pit guy. And then Chris Morant finished 8th. And he's one of our guys too. And he goes to all those. So
yeah.
Patrick Rossiter, man, he had a good weekend. He's from Georgia. I met him a few times. J Concepts dude, super nice. He was at the Masters of Dirt when I went. He was one of the few like techno 10 skill buggies in the A main back then.
Yeah.
So then Pro Nitro Buggy was after that. And like I said, Dakota Fend, he just kind of stayed out in front. He's TQ, stayed out in front, and that was that. And Mayfield was second. Ryan Lutz had a great run. Just still running that Kyosho. Third, Mason Fuller from the 7 to the 4. So Mason did a great job again. Kind of the same group of guys. Bornhorst, Brandon Rose, Jared Wiggins, Ryan Pavitas, Cole Ogden. Setzer had a stellar qualifying run. Qualified 4th overall. Ended up 10th. Caden Fuller got the bump. Finished 11th. Then you had Drake. Let's see. Joey and Cole Caston. Joey Bordon and Cole Caston. Then Tebow broke out. I do remember that. And
no.
I think it was just a wheel.
Broke a wheel?
Well, it was 30 degrees inside of there.
Yeah, I saw Adam Drake posted that photo of frost on his tires.
Yeah. It was it was cold. I think it was way colder there than it normally is.
Huh.
So and then E-Buggy, after 2 mains, it was Dakota Ryan and Mason Fuller. Mason, again, doing a great job. Him and Caden both, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, there he is. Caden made the main too. Ended up 13th.
Wow.
Jared was 6th with his new Mayako car and E-Buggy. And everybody else just kind of the same people in E-Buggy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So it looks like a good race down there. I think they had like 500 entries. Let me see here. It'll say 515 entries, 231 drivers. So, and then we had our own Nitro race. Techno Series round 3. I had some guys going, "Oh man, why'd you put that on the sick race?" Well, the sick race wasn't out yet. First off, like the actual dates. But then also, when we schedule stuff at the Plex, it's not just the off-road that we got to worry about, which, probably should take more importance, I guess, just because of the turnout that we get.
Right. It's your bread and butter, baby.
I know, but we don't like to have races after the Techno Series on Sunday.
Right. Because
we get done so late. Like, if we would have had a dirt oval race after the Techno Series, it would have been terrible. The track would have been awful.
Oh, yeah. No, my friend Bo wanted to go up and practice on Sunday, like oval. I was like, dude, like, the track is going to be not great.
Yeah. Well, plus it wouldn't have been set up anyways.
Right. Well, yeah, that too.
But. Yeah. But also, like, Then we don't like to have carpet races afterwards either because it gets so dirty and dusty inside that it's no bueno for them either. You almost need a couple days of vacuuming and sweeping to get rid of all the dirt that gets brought in.
That and just to let all the dirt settle out of the air.
That too. Yeah. All the exhaust and everything. So that being said, the Enduro is always the last weekend of January for the on-road guys. And so you only had 3 weeks to schedule stuff. And I actually don't like having the Techno Series be the first weekend of January anymore because that's right off of our Christmas break. And we're still pretty busy that first week. And so it's not fair to the crew for me to be downstairs working on the track because the track gets obliterated during Christmas break, by the way. Yeah. So for those of you guys that, what were we going to say?
Oh, well, that's like your highest return rate of the year, like the week after Christmas.
Yeah, although we didn't have too many returns this year.
But you know what I mean.
Knock on wood. It was pretty nice. It's just busy. It's just straight up busy, no matter what. Like we're trying to tag and get restocked after all those big sales first, right? So that takes manpower, and then also we just all the people that are in the store. We got to make sure that they're covered, Right. But the track gets obliterated. So we have. It's crazy. When I see stores close, like the day after Christmas for like a week for inventory or just for there was a store, I remember going to the Nitro Challenge in Phoenix when I went in 2011, and I was going around on my off day because I don't think I ran any of the truggy classes, so I had like an off day to myself and I wasn't a pit guy for anybody. And I went to a couple shops and I saw that they were going to be closed for like a week and a half after Christmas. And I was like mind blown. I'm like, how can that be? That's like a whole week after left to go in December. That's your final quarter of sales. Why would you do that? We don't do that. And we have the track open basically from the last time we race, which is usually like a Saturday speed, middle of December, all the way until the first weekend of January, and the track just gets annihilated. I mean, it just gets beat up because people are bringing in their new cars, and their old cars, and there's people that come in and just stay the whole day, which is great. I mean, I'm not complaining about that at all, but the track does get worked over pretty good. So, I need those 2 or 3 days to really get it back into race shape.
Yeah.
So it's just not fair to have me down there the first week when we're still, really, really busy. So that's why the Dirt Oval race was that Sunday, because I only had to go out there and spend, about an hour and a half on the track to get it going.
Right.
So, and then the on-road series is this Sunday. So it's just kind of where it fit. It's just kind of ended up being where it fit. So that being said, I mean, we still had 230 entries. We're just crushing it right now. I don't know how else to put it. We're having good turnouts for almost everything, and there's not a whole lot of. There really isn't a whole lot of drama, and I don't know. Just seems like we're just kind of just chugging along.
Yeah.
I will say, before we get into the results here, RC does seem kind of stale right now. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
It seems stale, doesn't it? Like it's just kind of like there's not really anything out there that's been groundbreaking. And
we need another Traxxas Slash, maybe.
There wasn't a new car this Christmas that just blew everybody's minds. I mean, you could say the TRX-4M, but nobody ever had them in stock, so it I don't know. Even that's not super groundbreaking. I mean, it's a cool truck, and it's definitely in a class by itself. But I don't know, man. We were kind of talking about this at the store. Like, we didn't sell near as many kits as last year.
Yeah.
Like, we sold a lot of stuff. I mean, we were busy, but kit wise, we didn't sell a lot. And it's like, part of me thinks that it's because there hasn't been anything crazy to really drive those sales, you know?
Right.
But then again, on the racing side, we're pretty steady.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's a good thing. That is a good thing, obviously, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's kind of nice that everything's stale. People aren't, quitting because there's a new car out every month or something right now.
Yeah. Right. It's like people complain about that, and then it's like, hey, where's my car? But I don't know. It's like I just think there needs to be like a new class that people get excited about. Like we don't we haven't had a resurgence of like people getting back into it, or people like excited and all wanting to race this one new class. It's like we haven't had like a mini truggy, or like, remember when the 22 dropped and everybody started racing electric 10 scale again just for no reason?
Yeah.
Need something like that, or like when the Traxxas Slash first came out, like you couldn't keep them in stock.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like for me right now, like that's kind of like dirt oval racing. Like I'm like excited about it.
Yeah.
Like really excited about it. I'm excited about racing electric 10 scale off road, but like I'm like I really enjoy dirt oval racing right now. So
I really wish Dirt Oval I wish Traxxas would come out with a ready to run short course mod.
yeah, sure.
I just feel like I mean, I've been saying that for years. Every time that I see him at the convention, I'm like, you guys need to make this, but I really wish that something like that would come out. Losi tried that. Losi tried to have a mini late model. Remember when that was huge here for a little bit, for like a year, like when we didn't have dirt racing in the wintertime. Yeah. All the dirt guys would get the mini B late models.
Remember when Associated made the mini late model?
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, they just came out with a mini drag car.
Yeah.
Just kind of neat, But it's winter here, so where are you going to do that at?
Right.
But that'll be interesting to see if somebody brings a couple of people bring those out next year. I say next year, but I mean this year.
Right.
Nuthouse just dropped a $5 super chat. Will, what would be the new class you would want to see?
I don't know. It almost like it needs to be scale. Like, I don't know. So
it's kind of like trying to find ideas. It's like that South Park episode where everybody just can't think of anything, so they went and did a bunch of cough syrup and they drew a circle on a page.
Probably like a sand scorcher buggy, like the Volkswagen Bug cars or something.
Do you know what I think is going to take off when it finally gets organized? Is Mini Z here in Omaha?
No, yeah, I'm sure.
And that's not anything new.
Yeah, dude, I had a Mini Z 20 years ago.
Yeah. I was down in La Vista Sunday. When I woke up, I did go try to find a wheel for my bike trainer. Mm-hmm. And I stopped by La Vista real quick before they closed at 4. And I walked in there, and one of our kids, Josh, he had his Mini there, his Mini Z. And I drove it, and dude, they're pretty fun.
Oh yeah.
And they're not crazy fast. And when the new store opens up and we have a little bit bigger area to do a bigger track, I can see that being pretty big.
Yeah. Well, the RCP track that you guys got is like designed for those anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no doubt.
Like when we were racing in Lincoln on that. We were racing in Lincoln on that surface. Like we were trying to run 18 scale cars on it. And it was like too small for that. And like the 24th scale cars are like perfect for that surface and everything.
Yeah. Yep. So I don't know. I'll probably get one now after driving one. I kind of want one.
I want one. I just
We're,
don't know if I want to like drive all the way to Omaha to race that.
yeah,
I wish they raced that here
yeah.
again, but that'll never happen.
We're thinking about doing if the weekly racing goes well. Did you know that Lifetime you can use the Mini Z transponders
Yeah.
with Lifetime?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that, but I figured out how to do it. There's just a drop down menu. You just change it. It's super easy. As with everything else is on Lifetime. Lifetime's such an easy program to figure out how to use. Everything's there.
Like Kyosho has their own scoring software for those.
Yeah, they do.
Because like what is it, like the D Nano or whatever had their own transponder with the RFID and everything built into them.
Yep. But I mean, we already own Lifetime. I mean, we already have the service, so all we need is a computer and a decoder. That's a crappy thing.
Yeah.
So.
Does it take a special decoder?
No.
Can you use an A and B on one of those now?
Uh-huh.
It just plugs in?
I think so.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe it is. Maybe you do use their decoder. Huh. I'll have to figure that one out before we get going with that. We got a couple months yet to figure it out.
Yeah.
But it says, well, no. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out how to do it either way. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like a lot of race classes come and go, but there's always the main ones: 2-wheel drive buggy, 4-wheel drive buggy, to go to like hold up the race program, or in our case, Plex Spec.
Yeah, I guess one thing that I would like to see is like monster truck racing again. Like, I think that would be cool.
That was fun. I would do that again. If I could find somebody to run it besides me.
Well, like, you could, that class is so cool because you could just take like a Traxxas T-Max and go race it.
Yeah.
But it would be neat if like something like that would catch on again. That's what I would want. It's something like kind of scale, kind of like whimsical and fun to drive and off-road.
Yeah.
And I think that like a gas monster truck class would be that. Like that's what, and we've been there, done that. I get it, but like it'd be cool to have it come back.
The 24 scale monster truck racing would be cool because you don't need a lot of room.
Yeah.
Like the FMS monster trucks, and then you can take, because J Concepts makes wheels and tires for it, you can take an SCX 24 and you can turn it into a monster truck.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think it would be.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. That's an interesting discussion. I'm when I say stale, I'm kind of just, I'm looking at it from a hobby store perspective. Like, there just hasn't been anything earth shattering to come out lately.
Right.
I'm waiting for the next like battery change.
Yeah, like 30, like we could run 15 minutes on a battery and 10 scale.
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff. I don't know. I think that would be the next thing to happen, where the races just get longer for electric 10 scale, where they're not so much of a sprint, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I would be really happy about that. Just like longer races for electric 10 scale. Where you have to like have a good car, and stuff's not going to fall apart on it.
Yeah.
Yep. I did get the front end looking a little better on my sprint car. So I put one of those, on the B, like 2, 3, and 4, they have that link that goes between the two steering like post screws.
Mm-hmm.
Tie them together. I put one of those on there, and then I spaced them up. I put a spacer underneath that so you can really tighten them down and not have it bind. So this thing looks pretty cool, and the steering is like, because I was like sitting here on the bench and like going like this with my wheel, and you could see like the top screws kind of do this a little bit every once in a while. And I was like, that's not going to be good on high bite. So.
I'm trying to decide if I'm going to race F1 Sunday or not, or try to race F1.
Yeah.
I might sell it. Car is really good, so maybe I shouldn't. I should just keep it. But I don't know. I got a PayPal credit bill I got to get paid down.
Yeah.
Otherwise, my wife's going to beat me up. Which is kind of a good thing every once in a while.
Do you get beat up?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I like a good spanking every once in a while.
No, I know.
All right, Techno Winter Series, brought to you, of course, by Techno RC. I can't say enough again. The thing that stresses me out is that we have built such a good race program, winter and summer now. You know, it's definitely figured itself out. You know, the Techno Series has been a pretty big deal, it seems like, and it obviously it is, because otherwise we wouldn't get the entry count we do. But when I can just send an email and be like, "Hey, we good?" and then they're like, "Yeah, yep, we're good. Go for it." Like, it's just so easy. It's like Team Associated sponsoring the Summer Series. It's been that way since 2014. It's just like, "How's it going? I'd like to do this again this year. Are we good?" "Yeah, we're good." "Okay, good." Like, it's just, that's that. You don't have to chase everybody down. You don't have to remind these guys, you know, who we are. I still have to do that. You know, when I'm hunting down door prizes, and I still have to remind these places, "Hey, we're the Hobbyplex. We're the Hobbyplex. We've been here since 2004, and you know, this is what we do, and this is the turnout." And I'll get emails back, "I can't believe you're getting those turnouts." I'm like, "Oh, I mean, it makes it to Live RC and all the, you know, the news sources that are out there nowadays." I'm like, we've never really gone away, you know?
Right.
So I don't know, to have Techno, you know, as our title sponsor again, and you know, it just makes my life easy. I like hitting that easy button, you know?
Yeah.
So we had this time around, so we had 226 entries. And we actually had 232, but somewhere along the line did I remove some people? I might have. I thought it said 230 something. Maybe I'm wrong. Either way, we had 114 drivers. We had 150 pit spots. So we still are doing okay there, even though it looked like it was packed. But you could find some pit space if you would come late on Saturday. I'm always really worried about that too. Trying to remind everybody to leave some space for them. But again, with a handful of guys going to the sick race, you know, I knew it wasn't going to be the 240 something, you know, that it could have been. So we had a pretty good amount of Sportsman Nitro buggies. I believe that we had a D main. No, an E main. I'm sorry. We had an E main of Sportsman Nitro. And to put that in perspective, I think like 3 years ago, we usually only had like 9 or 10 cars running Sportsman.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's pretty insane.
Yep. And I don't know. I just really happy with that, because the other thing too is, for the most part, because we have the fields are always full, like marshalling is not really an issue. Everybody always gets out there. When I need volunteers, you know, we kind of have to wait a little bit for somebody to go, "Okay, fine, I'll do it." But the rest of it, when you have these big turnouts in these classes, it's easy to get people out there and you know, just easy to get the races going. So, Sportsman Nitro had Connor Herrick pretty much leading the whole way. I think he didn't lead one lap. I think him and Justin Stevie might have been on different pit sequences. So I think Justin led like one lap. But other than that, Connor drove a really good race. His car looked nice, flat, smooth. Handled the new track changes pretty well. As we got to these later mains, the A and B mains, the starts definitely got a lot cleaner because it was pretty tight. You know, it's tighter than what we had been used to. If you go out there and actually measure it, like all the lanes are 12 feet, but it felt tighter. You know,
right.
Justin Stevie had a great run, finished second. KP Rains came down and qualified fourth, finished third. Keaton Ratty qualified second, got fourth, still a solid run, top five. Matt Robinson had a great day here in Nitro, especially qualified third. He finished fifth. Bill Nichols, I believe he bumped twice, if I'm not mistaken. He had a horrible day in qualifying. Like he's usually in the A main like all the time, so it was kind of weird seeing him not there. But he made the bump, and I think he was driving around in fifth for most of the race, ended up sixth. And then Mark Dunn kind of did the same thing. Mark Dunn's usually not in the lower mains either in Sportsman, and he bumped up along with Bill and finished seventh. Josh Havens was eighth. Keith Vanderhyde was ninth, and Dane Gangler was 10th. Those two broke out a little early. It was kind of a bummer. Then we had Pro Buggy right after that. Seth Van Dalen did not go to the Southern Indoor Nationals. I
was surprised he wasn't there.
Well, yeah, I don't know. He did miss the first round to get ready for AMS.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure he plans on being here for the next two. So I don't think he wanted to miss another one. And it's definitely cheaper to come here.
Yeah, that's true.
You know. He won, TQ'd and won, but I will say that Drew Rubin King and Jake Stolzing did lead through the first pit cycle. And Sean is a master pit dad, so he was like super quick. And he gained like 4 seconds in pit lane.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually got the lead and then just took off from there. But it was a struggle at first. Seth made a mistake in the pivot point, and I think he was trying to be real tight, and he bounced off like the edge of the jump. You know how your car hits the pointy part of the landing of the jump, and he flipped over, and he got sent to the back basically. Got it to third right away, and then these guys, Drew and Jake, ended up with a lead, so they kind of hung on there for the first pit stop. Drew Rubin King looking really good. His stuff's getting a lot better in a very quick amount of time. So he finished second, only one lap down from Seth at the end. Jake Stolzing was right there with Drew for a majority of the race. They started to get separated out a little bit, finished third, and Mason Herrick actually made up a whole bunch of time. He kind of got caught up in that first pileup too, and drove his way back up to fourth, and he got within 5 seconds. I think most of the time the gap was around 10 seconds. And then right at the end, that last pit cycle, Mason cut it down to 5 seconds. Mitchell Pavel had a great race, just kind of hung out in fifth. Bradley Peterson was sixth. John Kinzer was seventh. Jordan Gleckler got the bump, finished eighth. Eric Fletcher was ninth. Jeremy Whiting was 10th. Gosh darn it, Emerson Sturgeon. He's texting me during the show.
Dad, meatloaf.
I hate that. Anyways, so Jordan, Eric, Jeremy. You know what? I think Drew can definitely take a positive from this race, even though he finished second. He fast lap wise, he was right there. He was tied with Seth for fast lap. I think it's like a 23.5 or something like that, if I remember right. So wow. I think Drew can take a positive from this, that he's got the pace. At least he did Saturday. But Seth's got the experience, and Seth kind of has an extra gear every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know, when he needs it.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say Seth has learned how to, when he's leading, how to pull back a little bit too. And not put himself in a spot where he could break something. You know? So I think Seth's racecraft has gotten a lot better over the years too. Where like, no offense to anybody else, but a weekend like this, Seth was supposed to win. You know,
mm-hmm.
And And when he got out in front, he just made sure that he stayed out in front and didn't do anything stupid. Let's see. Where are we at? Oh, we're right there. So mini truggy, we had 20 mini trucks. Logan Prismanis TQ'd this. I think between the top three here, any one of these guys could have won this race. But eventually, Caden Berdine struggled in qualifying, and then in the main, he just drove away. So Caden Berdine's won 2 in a row. Logan Prismanis got second and a TQ, so he tied Caden for points. So that's probably important for Logan. Sean Van Dalen was right there, just a little bit of extra stuff, ended up in third. And then Bryson, Pavel, Connor Herrick, Andy Corbett from the bump to the 6th spot, and Rob Turner from the bump to the 7th spot. Those two really did good. Conrad, I don't know what happened. He was up there, and then he wasn't. Ended up 8th. John Haas was 9th. Cage Mills. And then Jake Wilkeney didn't start this one. He texted me and said it wasn't going to start. We moved around some of the mains, so Expert Electric was next. Seth did what he was supposed to do in this one too, and got the TQ and win. This one wasn't really that close between everybody. Drew Ruben King finished second. Mason Herrick was third. They were 3.4 seconds apart at the end. Caden Berdine ended up 4th. Brandon Carney was 5th. Shane Albarico, it's his first time running 8 Skeltaplex ever, and he got the bump and then finished 6th. Jake Stolzien was 7th. Alec Udston was 8th. Easton McCormick was 9th, and Mitchell Pavel got the bump and finished 10th. Mason and Drew swapped second a few times, but eventually it was Drew that pulled away. Truggy was good. Nitro Truggy. Brandon Carney got the win. His stuff's looking really good. His truck looks so low on the track. That associated Truggy with the bruggy body on it. It looks like it's just slammed to the ground. Sean Van Dalen was 2nd. Conrad Bisey was 3rd. Ryan Dietrich was 4th. Parker Clemmy was 5th. Cal Quast was 6th. Logan Prismanis got the TQ, but finished 7th. He was up there, and then I believe it was just a flame out, I think. I'm pretty sure it was just a flame out. I don't think it was a broken wheel or anything like that. But he got back out there and finished. Jared Stokes was 8th. Jeremy Whiting was 9th, and Matt Kessel didn't make it for the start. So there were from 4th down, there was quite a few different little. They were trading flameouts. Everybody had a flameout at least once, I think.
Did the temperature or humidity change a lot?
I don't think so. I don't think it did. I mean, it was at night, so it's probably a little bit colder, you know.
I know the tune on my engine will change a lot.
Yeah.
Or would change a lot.
Sportsman, Electric A main. TJ Williams got a TQ and a win in this one. He got a brand new body for his Losi car.
Oh, that's cool.
Looked really good on the track. Dane Gangler finished 2nd. Matt Robinson was 3rd. Connor Herrick from the 8 to the 4. John Haas qualified 5th, finished 5th. KP Rains was 6th. Stevie was 7th. John Berdine was 8th. Keith Vanderhyde was 9th. And Josh Havens was 10th. And TJ led start to finish. So that's really good. And then E-Truggy. Logan Prismanis got the TQ and win. Brandon Carney was 2nd. Drew Dawkin from the 9 to the 3. So great run. He had to bump and ended up 3rd. Dane Gangler was 4th. Easton McCormick was 5th. David Leroux was 6th. Alec Udston 7th. Chad Ribbon King 8th. Jeremy Whiting 9th. And Don Drews was 10th. Logan led start to finish. 2nd place swapped spots a few times. Chad Rubenking was actually up there battling pretty good. And I can't remember exactly what happened, but I think there was a big pileup between like 4 trucks, and it jumbled the order quite a bit from about mid-pack down. So, but overall, good day. Here's the thing, dude. We started racing right at 10:30. We started the mains before 6.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, 220 entries. Started the mains before 6. We were done racing at 12:10 a.m. I think.
Nice.
Yeah, it's too late to go back. But dude, I was really happy with that. We moved right along. Hardly anybody had any problems to wait around in the main. We had a couple minutes called, but everybody either got their stuff out or realized that they weren't going to be able to make it. So overall, it was just a really good day. Everything worked, like no computer problems. The backup stuff was working fine. The live stream, once we got it going, worked fine. Race Vision worked fine. I mean, everything was just working Sunday or Saturday. So we didn't need to use the crawler table. So yeah. So it's kind of the same deal. If we need the pit space, I can take the crawling stuff off and I can use that as pit space there. But we didn't need to use it, so that was good. So then that gave guys some stuff to do. I know we sold a couple SCX 24s, and yeah, and it's a lot of fun. You know what I've done to the crawling table is I went and got some 3M spray glue, and I have in all the area. I'm trying to make the 24 scale crawling area a little bit easier, because like I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't really fun if you're just sliding on the paint and on the like the molded stuff.
Yeah.
You weren't really crawling because you couldn't. It was so slick that you couldn't really do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I really tried to leave that the last week and a half. I repaired some stuff, and then what I did was I sprayed some of that 3M spray glue, and then I took that train ballast stuff that you can get from Woodland Scenics. Yeah, and I just drizzled it over the glue, and then I sprayed the glue over the top of it again to kind of seal it in. And now there's all sorts of traction on that whole thing.
Well, it's like more fun if you can just like drive your car around.
Yeah.
I tried doing it and got like kind of frustrated. It's like,
Yeah. Well, and that part of the problem is this. So Proline tires are like actual rubber on the crawling. And so they would grip even on the slick stuff. But the like RC 4-wheel drive tires, and especially the stock axial tires that are a lot more plasticky, they would definitely not grip. So it was like, if you had certain tires, you could do more stuff. But I wanted to make it so that everybody could just buy an SCX 24 out of the box and just go drive it. Like, who cares? Let's just make it so that everybody can drive on it,
Yeah.
So that's what we did.
Remember one time you told me your J Concepts tires don't come with inserts?
Yeah.
These have inserts in them.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe they were just out.
Maybe.
Or maybe I put in the wrong number.
Yeah, so do all those.
Oh. Or maybe it was just a mistake. I don't know.
Maybe.
Oh, well.
Got some silver smoothers here.
Yeah. I got to get Emerson some silver ellipses for this weekend's ProTech race that he's going to.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's going with Dalton down to Fast Lane. I'm staying home.
Nice.
It's the Syndicate Finals. I can't go at the Syndicate Finals. I got to hand out the awards and stuff.
Right.
So.
I got some of those. Some of these. I got some of those Ryan Mayfield wing buttons. Or whatever. The biggins.
If he would make them in red for the buggies, for the small buggies, I'd get them.
Look. Got some motor screws for my sprint car. What's that get? Oh, I got these. Like the 9-shot wheels.
Oh, man.
super sprint car style. Remember when I ran these on off road?
Yeah.
That was cool.
Why aren't they black? You're not a real oval guy unless you run black wheels.
I hate black wheels. Yeah. Can't stand black wheels.
I think black wheels actually look pretty good. It just makes it so you can't see your car.
Yeah.
As well.
Can't see nothing. I think they look. It's like, oh, check out the dude over here with the black wheels. You know.
When I was a kid, almost all the super badass Associated guys had black wheels in the early 90s. That's how you could tell who was a badass Associated driver, because they all had black wheels.
I just think they look dumb. I don't know. I'm probably gonna get beat by somebody with black wheels this Saturday.
Yeah, I'm gonna run black wheels now just to. No, I won't.
Yeah, please do.
No,
you should.
No,
it
it actually there's a science to it. It actually makes your car harder to drive, and like you can't see. It's like you can't see your car as well.
If I run yellow wheels against or if I run like white wheels against white pipe, I can't see either. Like that's why I run yellow wheels, because the majority of the tracks we go to use
white pipe. I can see that. White just looks better with my paint scheme, though. Yellow clashes too hard.
Mine could go either way, I think.
Emerson's third attempt at painting his paint scheme on his four-wheeler, actually turned out pretty good.
That's cool.
He did a really good job. He's getting better at it. I'm hoping that he doesn't. I'm hoping that he doesn't quit trying to learn how to paint or trying to paint better, because I want him to get to the point where he can just do my bodies and I don't have to pay anybody.
Yeah, me too.
So,
I'd probably give him like, I don't know, something, but
not me. Not me. I already pay for enough crap for him. I'll be like, get in there and paint my body, damn it, for free. Not paying you anything.
Yeah. So I went through my sprint car and I polished even just the outside, all the aluminum, and got it all shiny.
Did you polish your balls?
No, I put new balls on it.
Oh.
New ball studs. I was still using steel ones on it, and I was like, well, it sounds like I'm gonna be running this thing long term, so I better put some nice stuff on it.
Yeah.
And so I got that. I got the 3.5 millimeter ball cups from Associated, and I got the J Concepts 3.5 millimeter turnbuckles and everything to go with it. It had the bell cranks on this thing when I got it. They were some other brand. I don't know what brand they were, so I put Associated ones on it. But I was it the front hinge pins where they go into that block of aluminum? I took it's a plastic brush that's round, and I crushed the end of it so it fit in my drill, and I put polish in there and polished those up real nice. I polished all the hinge pins on this. I modified a J Concepts battery strap, the net one.
Mm-hmm.
I put that thing in there.
Yeah, you were doing that last week. That looked pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
That looked really good.
Yeah. Well, this is my third or fourth change on it, but I ended up not using the net because it didn't fit in there very well.
Yeah.
For this application, but I put some O-rings in there, and then what else did I do? I put a titanium screw kit on this thing. I'm tricking it out. And then what else did I do? I was gonna put titanium screws in my body, but I didn't have enough laying around where I could finish it, so I didn't do any of them. And I rebuilt my diff, which I'm running a gear diff in this thing. Two gears, 5,000 weight diff oil.
Yep.
If anybody wants to know. But what else did I do? I've been doing a lot of stuff on this thing. Oh, so I used tungsten weights on my car. Did I talk about that last time?
No, you didn't. You asked me about them though.
Yeah. So I got some tungsten weights, and where I needed them to fit, they were too wide, so I had to take them to work and cut them with a diamond wheel that we used to grind carbide and stuff with.
Yeah.
And I tried using like a rock wheel, and it wouldn't cut. It would not cut it at all. So I used the diamond wheel at work and ground those to where they would fit where I wanted them to. So that was pretty cool. See, like I get into stuff and I just get like real excited about it, and
Yeah.
like really go all the way with it.
Yeah. No, that's good.
I rebuilt my shocks. I'm running like a really weird shock package, so
I think, speaking of that, I think I saw a thing where Proline's going to come out with mini SCX24 shocks.
Oh yeah.
I'm probably going to end up with those. If
That's
they're
cool.
if they're oil filled, I definitely will get them.
Mm-hmm.
I super glued my shocks on accident,
Oh.
so they don't compress anymore because I I needed a quick fix to hold my shock in place, so I tried to dab a glue on the hole, and it ran all over down the shock, and so then it glued the shock together, so I can't use my shocks.
Bummer.
Yeah, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I'm gonna use these 9-shot wheels on my. I'm gonna mount up some dirt webs, or not dirt, well, front dirt webs and rear ellipses for Saturday. I don't know. I guess they like to run.
Is that where you're going? You're going to Aurora?
Yeah, that Jensen track.
Yeah, yep.
I was gonna go there on Saturday. I got those to mount up, but I guess normally guys run like sprinters there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, huh.
Yeah, we had to order a whole bunch of J Concept sprinters. When like A-Main finally got them in stock, we ordered a whole bunch of them for the store.
Oh yeah,
because they've been using them down there.
Huh. So I don't know. Hopefully, I didn't order any sprinters. I was gonna make ellipses work.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be fine. If sprinters
The last
work,
time I was there, they worked great.
Yeah, if sprinters work, I bet ellipses will work too.
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Like, well, my car was like yanking wheelies while we were down there. So
yeah. Yep.
I think it'll be fine.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's no pivot break until we get David back in here to update the world of mortgage lending for pivot. So you want to just do the that's funny. You want to just for those listening on the stream, he just huffed a whole bunch of tire smell from the tire bag.
Yeah. Nothing better.
Let's go through
I'm gonna crack the seals on these.
Let's go through the comments. See what we got here.
Okay. Let's check out the comments.
Peter says hi. John says hi. We have 35 watchers right now. We've been doing better. We've been getting more than 30 on the live stream as it goes lately. So that's pretty good. Nick Nothouse says, great job, Steve Wall, Jackson Anderson. That's sick. Jason Haley says that he's all in for the chili bowl. Looks awesome.
Yeah.
Nate Will wants to know if I want more ribs next time. So Nate Will made ribs and then brought them to track and fed me a couple of them. And boy, you talk about getting fed. So, John wanted to bring back the Hobbytown hot dogs. So we've got these monster hot dogs now from Costco.
They're bigger hot dogs than before.
They're bigger hot dogs. They're $3. And they were a hit. So I think they'll be
like the stable product of the Hobbyplex. It'll never change in price like Costco's hot dogs.
Yeah, exactly. So we got the Hobbytown hot dogs. Nate brought me some ribs, and then Colt and Tilly and the food truck was there Friday and Saturday. And part of the deal is that I get fed. So I had some amazing brisket and mashed potatoes on Saturday. And I don't like to eat a whole lot. If I'm getting,
what are you talking about?
If I get stressed out, like if I'm stressed out at a race day or whatever, I try not to eat too much. But so I made that brisket last almost all night. So I'd eat like 2 pieces and then wait a little bit and then come back to it later. And so good. Even cold, it's amazing. So I got fed really well this weekend. So yes, yeah, bring me some ribs. Those were perfect. Ben Dinger says happy holiday off podcast, everyone. That's right. Yeah, I had I always have Mondays off anyways, but Emerson had Martin Luther King Day off of school. We actually had, my wife decided that today would be a perfect day to go get our physicals for the year. So I had blood drawn, and then I got my flu shot today. A little late, but I got the flu shot. And then all my labs, I'm normal again. So one lab I had a couple of years ago, like I was like pre-diabetic, and I was like, oh crap. Okay. Well, I haven't had that since. So.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yep. Jason Haley's got a joke. He says, it looked like they used the same track layout at the Chili Bowl last year.
That's actually a pretty good one. I'm going to say that the next time I go there.
You go there and be like, hey, this is the same layout from last year.
Like, I'm going to go up to Sky and be like, dude, this is the same. Like, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. He'll either love it or hate it or think it's okay.
Yeah. Nick Nuthouse, whack on, whack off. They must have been talking about my whacking comment with the whacker.
Yeah.
John Haas says that he also agrees that lizard poo is way worse than dog poo. It's terrible. Like, I try to get out of it. It's kind of like when Emerson was a kid. Like, I try to get out of changing his diapers all the time. I try to get out of cleaning up the lizard poo. What? Nice. Omaha needs aloe. ALLO. Do you know what that is?
The internet company?
Is that what that is?
Internets. Yeah.
So
we have it here in Lincoln.
He says, Alex, CenturyLink fiber is okay in Omaha. Cox is terrible. I have to fight both of them in Omaha. I know. I've had problems with CenturyLink too, like in the past. So I actually had to switch to Cox a long time ago. I'm waiting. Shut up. Do you know what's funny about that? I can't remember where we were. We were in a Walmart somewhere. Emerson and I we were trying to scout down, I think we were at leisure hours, and we were in a Walmart in Chicago, and we were trying to track down one of those pop carrier things that the vendors use. Because if you flip it over, it turns into a perfect stand for Emerson to stand on. Mm-hmm. So we were trying to go around, and we were going to kind of just take one. And you know how they have those guys in the middle of the aisle at Walmart, and they're trying to get you to sign up for your email or something like that? Somebody's asked me about that, and I gave him my email address, and it ends with cox.net, and he's like, is that COX or is that COCK? And I was like, dude, like, real? Why would it be the other one? Like, the guy was just being kind of a douche to me because I didn't want to sign up for anything.
Yeah. Why did you just say no?
I don't know. I can't remember. But I remember being super offended by that guy. So I was like, come on, man.
I want to talk to your man. Like, you totally Karen him.
Yeah. I put on my wig. I want to talk to your manager.
Like, you just have a wig that you keep with you for those instances, like when we're at Applebee's or something.
That's a really good idea. That's a good idea. I should have a fanny pack with a Karen wig in it.
Yeah.
And anytime that I need it, I just put the Karen wig on.
See, the problem is like, if you have the wig, you're going to be wanting to use it all the time. So
yeah.
It's like you almost have to go to get a permit for it. A conceal and carry Karen wig permit. So one day class, then they have punch and pie. They actually don't, but more people think more people will come
if they had punch and pie.
Yeah.
I'm actually waiting for the Google Fiber to Omaha apparently agreed to let Google put in their fiber stuff in there. So I'm really interested in that. So we'll see in a couple years if we can get onto that instead of what we have now for internet.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because we do have outages. I mean, unfortunately, this summer we had quite a few days where we'd lose internet, so we couldn't look up parts or anything. So we ended up using our phone. Well, then, it's not as bad nowadays. But I've found that if I use my phone to try to find something, then other people who are not getting help, that are waiting to get helped, they seem to think that I'm just on my phone, like just ignoring people. But I'm not. I'm like looking up part numbers and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not as bad now, but like 5 years ago, when I first started bringing my phone to work, and I just found that it was sometimes faster to just look it up on my phone rather than wait for a computer to get open. Mm-hmm. I had a lot of that. I had a lot of people like, well, I was waiting for you to be done playing with your phone. I'm like, I'm not playing with my phone. I'm using my phone for work. So then I started to go behind where we keep all the parts and stuff and just like duck down and look up parts that way. That way nobody would see me. But now it seems like it's more acceptable to get it out and just show people, okay, is it this, or this,
You see like a tablet.
Yeah, tablet would be good.
Like if they said like a couple of them floating around the store.
Yep.
For that.
Yeah, I could see that. That's a really good idea too.
Best
well,
Buy.
actually nobody uses the live RC Race Vision tablets anymore.
Yeah.
So I was actually thinking about just taking those down and unlocking them so that we can just use them.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, so that's actually a good idea too. That's a really good idea. Maybe I'll implement that.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, how long of Cat 5 cable do you think? I think I have a spare 100-foot around. Ben's got a couple spools. I'm pretty sure I have one. So there's a couple different Cat 5 cables that are already strung up, because like when Matt Olson comes, the last 2 years, he hasn't had to lay anything down. We actually had cable laying around. So like in 2011, maybe it was 2018, I think, the last time that Live RC was here, they left all their Cat 5 cables because Bob ended up going and buying them somewhere, and then they just left him. So I have a whole bunch of Cat 5 cables already kind of where I need it to be. So I don't think I need anything. If I do, I know who to get a hold of, but I don't think I actually need any. So
yeah.
Sounds like Ben's the man with the plan. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. John says he feels like he was in a fight Sunday and Monday. He also was out there. He was running 2 classes along with his kids, so he was out there marshalling a lot too. Steve RC, what metal sheets were you talking about for the pit? Yes. So we have so the pit lane is going to be a wood pit lane, but it's going to have a metal grate on top of it, and it was taken to the powder coating place, and it's been powder coated black. So when it's done, it's going to look really, really good.
That'll be nice.
Yeah, and the idea is that a lot of dirt will end up falling underneath of it.
Yeah.
And then Jeff and I were talking, and they actually they ordered the wrong stuff. That's why it took an extra couple weeks. So he said that we could get another 4x8 foot section of the stuff that was wrong. We don't have to get it powder coated, and we can get it cut. We're going to cut it, and we're going to do like how Hobby Action had those when you walked off the track.
Oh, yeah.
They had those metal grates there. So I'm going to do that right below the stairs to the pits.
Yeah.
So you'll walk on that, and maybe that'll get rid of a lot of the dirt on the feet coming up.
Nice.
Maybe. At least we're making an attempt, So yeah, so that's what that's for. It's at the Plex right now, and that's what Emerson was actually trying to contact me for. Matt Robinson says he's got a couple open boxes of Cat 5 cable as well. Wow, everybody has Cat 5 cable. John Haas, after Techno Saturday, fell asleep sitting up on the couch. Yeah, I agree. I was so tired that I stayed up. That's how stupid I am.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
Right?
Yeah.
You're like,
when I come home, I have to unwind for a few hours. Like,
yeah.
I can't just go get mad.
Ben, network cabling party at the Plex. Maybe. I got to figure out why the other TV doesn't work anymore. So I've got Cat 5 going from the HDMI splitter to a Cat 5 HDMI converter, and then it's Cat 5 all the way around, and then it's back to another converter that converts it back to HDMI, and then it's plugged into that TV hanging over the pits, but it doesn't recognize the signal. So either my Cat 5 converters are bad, or the cables maybe cut somewhere. That's all I can think of.
Yeah.
Like maybe a mouse bit into it or something.
Maybe.
John Haas talking about Jackson. Both of his bumps were sweet. Second and 1, and was P14 up to first. So he went from 14th to first for Jackson for his other bump. I don't think they had a Joker lane at this one at Southern Indoor Champs. I know they didn't. Nuthouse says Traxxas needs to make a Mini to compete with the Mini B. No, Associated does.
Yeah, Associated does.
Screw Traxxas, man. Traxxas will come out with some weird size. It doesn't match anything.
1/17 scale.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it'll be like a 1/20th scale or something.
I think the Mini B stuff is so stable now that I think if somebody like Associated did come out with a 1/16 B 6.4 to compete with it, they probably sell a lot of units. Especially if they could figure out how to keep the ball cups from popping off all the time. Because that's the Achilles heel on the Losi car. Those tiny little ball cups you hit something barely and they'll pop off.
If they probably just make them out of the material Associated makes their 10 scale ball cups out of, they'll be fine.
Yeah. Jason says the economy is not allowing for newcomers. Yeah.
I could see that.
The new midget oval car looks awesome.
Oh yeah. Oh, talk dirty to me.
What are they talking about?
There's a new so it's a 10 so this is a sprint car, right? And a midget is like a smaller sprint.
A baby
car,
sprint.
right?
Yeah, I know what that is.
Well, no, there's a difference between a micro sprint and a midget. Well, I'll explain some of the lore here as to why the midget sprint cars are actually called midgets. So back in do I have a? Ooh, I might have. Well, anyway, so originally in the 50s, we'll say 40s, 50s, when they were racing sprint cars, they were just called big cars. That's all they were called. There was no such thing as a sprint car. A sprint car back then was a big car. So there's big cars and midgets. And then later, midgets always stayed the same size. And then later, sprint cars or big cars were later called super modifieds. And then they started putting wings on them and everything. They're called sprint cars. But I have. Oh. So this is a track that used to be in Lincoln, but they used to call that's a picture of a sprint car from back then.
Yeah,
and it says super modified, but there's that. Yeah, I mean that's exactly what that is a sprint car, but they used to call them super modified. So, but anyway, so this class that they're talking about running or that they may run is a midget sprint car, which is actually what they race at the big Chili Bowl or the regular Chili Bowl.
Yeah.
So when people that don't know, us saying midget isn't a derogatory term or anything like that. They're just called midgets, and that's why. But there's this new class that I think 2 people have cars made for it. I know for sure GFRP does. I don't know about another one, but I thought there was another brand of them. But there's specific rules for it too. It's going to be 13.5 just stock. You have to run the just stock speed controller. And then you can't run the adjustable rear arm. And that's interesting to me. That really interests me that they wouldn't have a bunch of rear steer in them or lead.
Right.
you know. And the other thing, like, I don't know. I don't know if I can get to it. I can get to it. It's like this is my great grandpa, and that's the midget that he owned, and they paid somebody to race it.
Hmm.
And so and I raced mini sprints for a little while. My dad raced quarter midgets. So like midget racing is always something that's really interested me. Or like I've always just been a big fan. So like if they race midgets, like that's my second class,
Hmm.
definitely. So
Cool.
I just hope somebody makes one that fits all the rules that is based on an associated car,
Yeah.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I would be into that
It'd
big
be kind of
time.
neat.
hmm Well, and it has to be mid motor too, because right now, like the non-wing sprint cars they run at the Chili Bowl, those are rear motor,
Oh.
and so like this being mid motor, like they look scale, like
Yeah.
the front shocks like on that car that he was talking about, they're very well hidden underneath the body.
Hmm.
Like it's pretty cool.
Steve RC says if Associated would release a new stadium truck, we would buy one. I mean, yeah, but the T62 is pretty darn good.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I think if they do release one, it'll just be new shocks and the new front end bell crank thing.
Yeah, like you could probably that and probably the servo where it's mounted to the chassis and not the
Right.
side rail.
Yeah, that too.
That would probably be the two or the three big things that it would come with.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could I would assume that you would be able to just update the car that you got unless they end up having a different like aluminum chassis plate to where the weight's shifted forward more and stuff
Yeah.
like that. You know,
I got to get my truck ready for next weekend.
what's next weekend?
The start of our triple scoop.
Oh, yeah.
I got to do good in the first two because I'm going to Kansas to announce the carpet race down there.
Yeah.
For the last one. Emerson's going to run races that weekend.
Yeah, right.
So I got to do good enough in the first two to shut my kid up, basically.
Yeah.
Picked up a Mini Z from La Vista. It's really fun. It's Nick Nut House. I agree. I went down there and drove one, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to get one of these.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Mario Karts with the Nintendo Switch on the Mini Z tracks?
I have. I've wanted to. I thought that would be really cool to do like a Mario Kart night, like have like a separate night for that.
Yeah.
So like it would bring in a whole nother like group of people
Mm-hmm.
to come race. I looked into the like the logistics of it, and there's guys that were running them on an actual like like Joe's Karting or whatever, and Council Bluffs. They're running at a place like that, and the signal on their screen was actually like because it's a local like network or whatever. Like it's not like going to Wi-Fi and then over to the
Mm-hmm.
car.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's pretty much using your transmitter like your car,
Sure.
like for RC car, and um like they were getting pretty good range with them. I don't know how many you can run at a time though.
Yeah.
I think it's just 8.
Well,
But
that's enough though.
right, no, but I don't know if like the signal like goes way down if there's more or what.
Oh.
So it's like you'd hate to have people like get all the stuff and invest all that into it. And it's not very expensive to get one of those. Like I thought about just getting one just to have it.
Yeah.
But like there you'd hate to invest all of that and then like have it like everybody shows up to do it and then it doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know.
That's true.
Because I talked to Dan about doing it, but they don't have a separate night that they could do it on here.
Well, that's the beauty about La Vista. They don't have a night for anything, and we're going to be starting from scratch down there.
Right. That would be cool if you did. Like you would get an entirely different clientele of people.
Yeah.
Like what you need to do is like go to like the video game stores and like have a flyer or like go to like the like card gaming stores and put a flyer in there too.
Yeah. Might be easier to do something just like go on Reddit or find a Facebook group or something, because stores don't generally like competing stores coming in and putting flyers up though.
Yeah.
Because we sell cards and stuff, and I don't.
Oh yeah. Well, maybe a video game store.
Yeah, video game store definitely maybe.
Yeah.
I wish I could say I wish I could stay. God, I cannot talk. I wish I could say I still knew somebody at the video game stores, but I don't anymore.
Yeah.
Peter Renault says he's got one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. I almost bought one. There was one at when we were in South Dakota last time. My mother-in-law's boyfriend and I we'll just go to pawn shops there, because they have a pawn shop every 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And you can find some good deals on some stuff. But there was one in there that was brand new, and they only wanted $50 for it.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, this thing probably got stolen. Somebody hawked it.
Yeah.
And I took it out of the box. It was all there, and it was brand new. And I almost bought it. It's I just don't know if I'd ever use it.
Dude, the last time I took something to a pawn shop, Gretchen gave me an iPod.
Yeah.
And I didn't really need it. So, and I don't know. I took it to one of the pawn shops over there on 90th and Military.
Mm-hmm.
And that lady in there made me feel like such a piece of crap. She opened it up, started searching through the music, and was like, "Oh, this looks like music that you would really enjoy." And she was being sarcastic, and I'm like, I tried to explain to her, I'm like, yeah, it's my wife's, and there's a lot of kids' music on there because she would play it for Emerson while they're driving, and now we're moving on to other stuff, and she doesn't want it. And she's like, I'll give you $20 for it. And I'm like, okay, no. I took it back and left.
Really?
Yeah, because she thought I stole it. I'm like, do I look like somebody that would steal that? I don't know.
Maybe you did.
Maybe I did. Anyways.
You're wearing all black and a ski mask.
Yeah.
with a bag of jewels and a rope
and a crowbar. I got a crowbar hanging out of my pocket.
Yeah.
Dinger says he's all about monster truck racing. It was fun. I wouldn't mind building I actually looked at the rules for a couple of the ones that Jason goes to.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind traveling for something like that.
I got that Clodbuster up there. I haven't done anything with. It's right.
Yeah, I can kind of see it.
It's in that box. And I put one of the tires on the bead, and that's all I did to that thing.
They're not terrible to build. I built my bullhead, and then I built the rest of the axles for the J Concepts truck.
But don't you have to get a whole bunch of stuff to make that thing raceable, don't you?
Raceable? Well, it depends because they have a vintage class where you're not allowed to do anything.
Ooh.
So you just build the truck and you go, and then they've got a super mod class for super vintage or whatever it is, or where you are allowed to do different chassis and stuff. There's a whole bunch of different classes, man. You want to talk about classes for off-road racing? There's a ton of classes for monster truck racing.
I think I know what I'd call my monster truck, because you got to name them.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody steals this one, I'll be pissed. But I think I'd call it the little big one and have a chihuahua and a shrimp on the on next to it or something.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool. The little big one. That's jumbo shrimp, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Still Fro Boy for me. Fro Boy, and I got a Fro on top of it.
You need a Karen wig. Oh, that's what I should make mine. Is the Karen.
The Karen. That's a funny name for a monster truck. You get a Karen wig and tape it to the top. Holy crap, dude. And then in quotes put it on the side. I want to see your manager in quotes. And you put that sticker on the side.
That's gonna be mine. That's fine. Yeah.
Oh man, that's a good one.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
Somebody's so gonna rip that off from us now, though.
Oh, I mean, we said it on the podcast.
Yeah.
I bet a track within 2 hours of the Hobbyplex ends up having one.
Yeah.
Nothing? All right.
Oh, yeah. Dude, it was funny. 2 Sundays ago, I made something had come up, and I'm like, I got all these original ideas over the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
And Emerson like looked at me and started laughing because they were there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Clover Patch Farm new store ? Exclamation point question mark. New store. So we're moving La Vista next door. So La Vista is going to have a lot more space, and it's going to look more like a modern hobby town should. Because La Vista's been there since like 1992 or something crazy like that, and it looks the exact same.
Yeah.
Although I will say, I walked in there Sunday. Like I said, if I'm down there and they're open, I'll go visit the La Vista store. I've only worked down there maybe twice in the 20 years that I've worked for Hobbytown.
Yeah.
Here in Omaha, but I did walk in there, and Cam and Mark and Jeff, they've done a pretty good job of making that store better. Like there's actually Traxxas and Armor parts down there now, and there's tons of Gundam, and just I don't know, it looks really good still.
Yeah,
it looks better. It looks a lot better.
Last time I was there, I think was when there's still parking lot races. Is that where they used to have them?
Mm-mm.
Or is there somebody else? No,
Mm-mm.
there's somewhere else.
Parking lot racing was at Eagle Run at 132nd and Maple.
Yeah.
And Eagle Run is us.
Right.
So the Eagle Run store turned into the Hobbyplex.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Then I don't know if I've ever been in the La Vista store.
Yeah, probably not. It's pretty far south.
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip a couple here because we're gonna start to run late. So, Will says longer 110 scale electric races. Alex is computing how much longer race days will be. Well, the thing is though, is if you're gonna have if you have longer races, then you don't need AAA mains.
Yeah.
That's the trade-off. So, so you would have, instead of having 3 5-minute races with all the setup and the warm up and whatever it needs for that, you would just have 1 20, 25-minute race. That would be the goal for me. We tried to do that. We had Pro 20 back in the day when LiPo first came out. And for some reason most of us were able to make 20 minutes pretty easily.
Yeah.
And then it just sort of went away, you know, but I tried to do longer single mains. That's why the summer series are 8 minutes. You know, and that's why like Masters of Dirt mains are 10 minutes. That's why, you know, the Reedy race, their main for the open class was 10 minutes. And you get varying opinions on that. You've got some of the old school guys that swear they'll never come back if you run single mains. And then you've got the people who like the longer main because you can make a mistake early and you can still drive back.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't know. Yeah, if the technology starts, if some new battery technology comes along and we're able to use it and we can have longer mains, I'm all for it personally.
Yeah, me too. I would really dig that because I've always been the guy that's like really good at having a good car. You know.
Yeah.
Like that. Then it would totally change the way we race. Like, yeah, you can drive that now, but could you drive it for 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Or can you drive that speed for a half hour? You know.
Yeah. Colton Tilley says bring back nitro racing in the summer. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not gonna happen around here.
Yeah. The problem is all those guys that are coming down to race to the Techno Series, they all have tracks in the summertime near them. So there's no need to travel to us because they actually have choices in the summertime of where to go, whereas in the wintertime they don't have a choice. So I don't know. You
wouldn't get the turn like we used to do that.
We used to do that.
Yeah, we'd get
20 if we're lucky.
Those are the better ones.
Yeah,
like I remember coming up on Saturdays or whenever we did it to race nitro during the summer, and you couldn't find anybody to pit your car.
No,
you know,
you had to double up or triple up. You had to have one person do like 3 cars.
Yep. So it's like that kind of killed it already. And then it's like, it's almost like now it's like, it's hard to race nitro weekly, you know, like it's just so much work.
Yeah.
If you race 10 scale too, you know,
yeah, that's
you do
true.
both. Like God, that is just a lot of work. Because those cars require so much maintenance just to live, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But
Here's a good question. Do they make any color wheels you would want? Says the Smoking Rat, which is a great name, by the way. Like green or pink or blue.
I think
DE Racing does.
Yeah.
And then you can always dye stuff too, but DE Racing for sure makes all the colors you'd want. We used to carry more colors like that, but they didn't sell very well. We used to have like orange and green and blues. But it just seems like black, white, and yellow still just sell the best. I will say the Japanese drivers sure do like their colored wheels.
Yeah.
Like I've been watching a lot of YouTube of Japanese tracks lately. And they've got all sorts of colors like orange and greens and stuff that and it matches their paint scheme. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think orange is probably like the most popular color I've seen
on
a car from overseas.
I think a car painted up to look like a watermelon would be unique. Pink wheels, black anodized screws, shocks, springs, and a cool green body. So it would look like a watermelon rind.
Yeah. It would be neat.
Jason Haley with a super chat. Will, how do you feel about purpose-built oval kit? Instead of combining 3 different things together.
Well, I mean that's what like the Custom Works car. That's what that thing is.
But it's the only one, isn't it?
I think that GFRP car is.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, that or they used. I thought the one that I didn't look at the GFRP car really close, so I'm just like guessing.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the midgets that I saw had looked like Custom Works front spindles on it.
Okay.
So I don't know if they were using Custom Works parts on their car. One thing though that Custom Works has going for it right now is they actually built their newer car with metric hardware. So that's cool.
Yeah. All right, real quick, because we're starting to run really late here. Tyler Anderson watching from Atlantic, Iowa. Your store is my local store. 55-minute drive.
Hell yeah.
Atlantic is a weird town because you could turn right and go to Des Moines and go to Hobby Haven, or you could turn left and come to us. So we appreciate that.
Yeah, the lost city of Atlantic. You know?
Boy, you want to go down a YouTube rabbit hole? Look up the new Atlantis stuff with the Rishat structure and everything.
Oh,
I've been getting lost in YouTube for the last couple weeks on Atlantis stuff.
Yeah.
So, let's see. What punch level do you run on a Hobby Wing just stock? I see my car is at 3 and Alex and the carpet car is at 7. And I think if you're running stock, it should be up.
I would think so too. Like, it just depends, like, on if you can handle the full punch or not.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
Like if you can use it, use it. You know, just keep turning it up till you can't. You'd probably want to be like a little lower than. You'd probably want to be like a little lower than just.
But not 3. I feel like 3 would be laggy almost.
Yeah,
that's pretty low.
I would say somewhere in the 5 range at least.
Midwest Boss says Summer Series shirts this year they would sell like hotcakes. I actually saw this comment on one of our videos, and I've been thinking about that. We do shirts for the ProTech race. It's included with your entry fee. Yeah, I could see. I've been thinking about it. Some other shirts to have. You'd have to buy them though. That's the thing, because we don't charge enough for the entry fee to cover free shirts for everybody. So yeah, I don't know. Our shirts are only $11. You know, it's not terrible.
No, I paid more for a shirt.
Yeah, I actually think I need to make a shirt order now that I think about it. I think we've sold enough. Jason's monster truck would be a manager. So you'd have Karen and then manager.
That's funny.
Can you do a balloon class with 3 helium balloons each?
In Mario Kart?
Is that what that is?
I think so. Like when you do the battle.
Oh, okay. Midwest Boss, what motor are you guys running in 40 plus mod? I run a 7.0. Right now, a very reliable Motive 7.0. I like the 7.5, 7.0 in that range. I think 6.5 could be too fast.
Yeah, I run on carpet.
Well, on carpet's different.
Yeah, on carpet I run a 5.5 with time.
Yeah, carpet I run 5.5 as well.
But on dirt I like the 7.5. I use a like a higher RPM tuning rotor. It's not like the one that's all the way up, but it's like a mid-range. Like if there's like 2 steps above middle, the one comes with, I'm in the second step up in the higher RPM range.
Yep. Colton Tilley, is there no market for it no more around here? There really isn't. Unfortunately, there really isn't. I mean, you can just see it from the sales. We don't really sell a lot of 8 scales that often. Nitro. We don't sell a lot of electric ones even as much as I think we have in the recent past. But when we do, they're usually techno buggies. That's why we still have them up there. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. Not really. The summer series, dude, it's such a big deal for people. And it's basically a regional event every single month that it sort of crowded everything out.
Right.
And then the INS race now being in July. See, the crappy thing is the track in summer is made for 10 scale cars. It's not made for 8 scale. And so what happens is if you want to run 8 scale, or if I do like a single 8 scale event in the summertime, it would really put me in a bind because I would have to come up with a track for that and then find a way to change it back immediately. And I used to be able to do that work 10 years ago, but I don't like doing that now. Remember when we ran the Byron's race and the short course showdown back to back weekends?
Oh yeah.
And I'd have to change, we'd try to build a track that can do both, but it wasn't, boy, that was so much work, dude. So the way things are now, I really like it. And it works so well that, until I see a reason to change, I don't think I'm going to do it. I don't think we need to change anything.
There would have to be like a huge market shift.
Or add anything for that matter. If they could make engines easy and cheaper so people could eat and, it'd be easier for people to get into it. Maybe that's a way to have nitro sort of come back too but that has never happened.
Yeah. I don't know what the answer would be. Like they have like an engine be easier. Because I remember Losi had that one engine or whatever with the electronic ignition. It ran on pump gas. It was an 8 scale engine. Remember that?
Yeah.
It's 4-stroke.
Didn't work.
No, it didn't work well.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much easier that one was to get to run than a nitro car.
Those were terrible. When people would bring those into the store, like whoever's working with me, we just look at each other and go, "Oh, son of a," because we knew that was going to take up like an hour and a half of our time that day.
Yeah.
I think that's it for now. We're gonna, you guys with those questions, we're already running late. So, bring them next time, bring them next week.
Yeah.
We'll talk some more.
Oh,
we spent a good 40 minutes going through comments there. So,
yeah.
I just want to give a shout out to our Patreon members. I was going to list them all, but the Patreon app doesn't necessarily do a good job of showing me like a list of Patreon members. So I don't want to skip anybody. But I will say that, I do have some stuff coming down the pipe, that'll be Patreon exclusive for a little while again, like we did the Jared Tebow interview. And, really appreciate you guys, doing that. 'Cause that's pretty much the only way that Will and I make any money from this at all.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
And we're paying back our car rental and stuff from the Phoenix still. So really appreciate you guys with that a lot. And like I said, we got more stuff coming down the road, so should be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Make sure that you visit our sponsor, Pivot Lending Group. You can find them at pivotlending.com. Make sure you mention our show to Aiden Olson's dad, David Olson. And $500 lender credit and 0.125 interest rate is on the table for you if you're able to get a home loan or refinance. And that's it. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna play some Metal Gear, try to beat that tonight, and and then I might work on my monster truck. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I don't know. I'm about ready for Saturday, I think.
good.
My oval car. So
Yeah, really good.
I don't
I'm
know.
excited to see how Emerson does on his own without me. So
Yeah.
yep. He's going down to Kansas City this weekend with Dalton and Taco, and we'll see how he does.
Yeah,
So,
that'll be cool.
yeah.
I'm looking forward to hearing how he does.
Yep. All right. That's it. We'll see you later.
All right. Thanks for watching.